assignment this morning is to introduce you later. And I thought, what kind of introduction could this be? Because all of these people know you and they care about you. And then I did whatever I do when I'm faced with a difficult problem, I'm stuck and I need inspiration. You know where I turn. I turn to the latest hardware from Apple computer, which is the iPhone 4. And then I understood, what I'm doing now is not introducing Lade to the people here, I'm introducing a new version of Lade. Lade 13. With exciting new features. And I'd like to explain one or two of these to you using some things that we learned together over the past year. You remember, about 4 weeks ago, you woke up very early on a Sunday morning, woke up around 3:30, and by 4 o'clock in the morning, we were in your father's car on our way to Brooklyn to Zaidi's shul. And you remember how proud Zaidi was when you put on the beautiful tefillin that he gave you. The reason for that trip, as you know, was for you to begin putting on tefillin 30 days before your bar mitzvah. So this introduction really is 30 days long. It won't take me 30 days to go through it, but it's 30 days ago. When you're a bar mitzvah, 13 years and 1 day, as we learned, you're obligated to put on tefillin for real. But 30 days before you start putting them on, in order to get used to it and to make it a habit. And in fact, if you go online and you search for the terms 30 days and habit, you'll see that it takes 30 days, 21 to 30 days to establish a habit, whether that's exercise or diet or flossing your teeth, 21 to 30 days. So it's very clear that you start 30 days before your bar mitzvah to make tefillin a habit. But I have a question. As you know, tefillin is just one of 613 commandments that are activated on your bar mitzvah. What about the other 612? Why not do the same for them? For example, eating kosher is a very important mitzvah. So why not start 30 days before your bar mitzvah and slaughter a chicken every day for 30 days to ingrain the habit of eating kosher? Or if that's too messy, what you could do is every day for 30 days before your bar mitzvah, take a few points and put them in the pushka, in the tzedakah box. So you get into a habit every day of doing something for people who are in need. Why one mitzvah out of 613 and why tefillin? To make the question even stronger, as you heard Rabbi Valensi explain on Monday, opinion, of the 613 commandments, only 3 of them are also identified as oaths, as a sign. What is a sign? Well, let's say you're driving on the turnpike. You look out the window and you see grass and trees and grass and trees, and then you see a sign that says last gas for 40 miles. You read the sign, you look to see how much gas you have, you figure out how many miles you could drive, and then you decide what to do. The purpose of a sign is to make you stop and think, what is the significance of this information? What does it mean to me? Is there something I need to do? Tefillin are a sign on our heads. In most cases, that's where our brains are. And on the strong part of our arm. Tefillin are a sign for thought and action. A sign, then, is the opposite of a habit. You wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth out of habit, even if you're half asleep. You put on your pants every morning without stopping to think, what is the significance of wearing trousers? And that's not a ridiculous question because most of the people in the world do not wear pants. If you have to stop and think before you do something, it's not a habit. And if you do it without thinking, then it's not a sign. So the question now is, why start 30 days early to make a habit of a sign? They're opposites. But that's exactly the point. And that's why the mitzvah of tefillin is actually the only mitzvah, the perfect mitzvah, to start 30 days before your bar mitzvah. Tefillin is the only mitzvah, sign combination, that you could practice for 30 days before your bar mitzvah. Couldn't be Shabbos because Shabbos is every 30 days. It couldn't be bris because you couldn't have a bris every 30 days before bar mitzvah. For obvious reasons, who could eat that many bagels? Your job then, and your challenge as a bar mitzvah is to reconcile these opposites, to find significance in every mitzvah, not to perform any mitzvah as a mindless habit, but to look for a reason in everything you do. Leib, you're lucky because you love to ask questions and to know the reasons for things. You're also lucky because you're blessed with an abundance of signs. The significance of your tefillin is not just that they are regulation tefillin. They're a special sign that you're connected to Zaidi and your great-grandfather, great-grandmother. My tefillin also belong to my great-grandfathers. My tefillin are your grandfather's great-grandfather's tefillin. And every time I put them on, I think of my great-grandfather, so I know this works. And as much as this means to you, just think what it means to your Zaidi and